excuse me. My name's Jordan Davis. What's your name?
Solomon Lucker.
Olympic shot put, right?
Yeah, I did in Rio a couple times.
Okay, so me and my group, we're doing a project about learning more information about Olympic Games. Would you like to help us?
Yeah, sure. Let's go.
Hey, Captain, how you doing? This is Solomon. He's here to help us
How you
on
doing?
our project.
Good, how are you?
Nice to meet you. So this project, what's your topic?
My topic is on the principles of social change for the Olympism from Athens up until now.
Okay, show me what you got.
So in my research, I've gotten that the first modern Olympics, it started off with 241 athletes and then with only 14 countries. And it only had 43 events. It originated in Athens, Greece, and it started between 6th of April up into the 15th. In 1896. 2012 Summer Olympics, they had 10,568 athletes that participated,
Sheesh.
204 countries, 302 events. It started July 27th to August 12th, and then the top athlete was Michael Phelps.
Okay. Michael Phelps. Remember, we had a formal event. A cool dude. But pretty good information. I like it.
Action.
So that state dinner we had was the chain. Let's talk about we had. What's
I was just coming over here. I have another group member for you to meet.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was a pleasure. I can tell you more about that dinner we had.
See you.
Cut.
Hey, Sana, how are you doing today?
Hi, how
This
are
is
you?
Solomon Luckett, Olympic
Nice to
shot
meet you.
putter.
You about that project you're talking about?
Yes.
Let me hear it.
I'll just be talking about the international impact of the Olympic Games. The Olympic Games leave a long-lasting impact on the city which has welcomed them. The Olympic legacy is first about human, social, and cultural long-term benefits, as this event will remain in the minds of people for decades. As the Olympic Games have grown to become the world's foremost sporting event, their impact on a whole city and country has also increased. So the International Olympic Committee is convinced that the Games need to create more than just good memories from 16 days of competition.
Well, I think you have pretty good information. Well, the reason why I'm here is to help. I know one thing just about Olympics while I was being there. The whole city comes alive. This is a good time for the city because it brings in money,
Right.
jobs, so many big opportunities for it, and it just them 16 days to that month. It's a peaceful time.
Wow, I haven't even thought of that.
Yeah,
Thank you for your input.
no problem. I'm gonna get out of here.
Hey, Ms. Luckett, I'll take you to another group member so we can help them out. Shot put.
How you doing? Nicholas Wolf. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
My topic is actually finding out the reasons that drove Pierre de Coubertin to make the modern day Olympics.
Yes, I've heard of him before.
So in 1890, Baron Pierre de Coubertin visited England. He was actually introduced to the Mock Winlock Games, which was basically an Olympic-style sporting event. Basically believed that sports should be incorporated into education and not just activity. He wanted to connect the world together, so he thought, what better way than to make it an Olympic Games again? So he invited athletes from 9 countries from across the world, to attend a meeting regarding Olympics. And after that, they decided to allow the idea to form. And in 1894, a group called the International Olympic Committee was made, and 2 years later, the first Olympic Games started. Besides spreading education, he wanted peace among nations. And so that's one of the reasons that he made the Olympic Games, was to spread peace throughout the world.
It's actually kind of ironic that you say that because Coubertin is the guy who made the Olympic rings for the Olympics. The color on the Olympic rings is for 5 different countries: Asia, Europe. I don't know. I got to pick one. Europe, Asia, Africa, America, and Australia. But also, you see the colors is interlocking rings colored blue, yellow, black, green, and red on a white field. So yeah, that he basically created that in 1913, and that's basically around the same time the first Olympic Games was created, because this was the original symbol of the Olympics, and that's the history behind them.
So are those the Olympic symbols?
Yes and no. Torches is definitely another symbol. Because they light it before the Olympic Games even get started in the beginning, the first day.
Gotcha. Well, thank you for that. Glad we discussed.
No problem.
Solomon Lucky?
Nice to meet you. Let me guess. Part of the group?
Olympic shot for the
Nice to meet you.
No questions.
You got it. All right, so my topic is politics and the Olympic Games and history. And throughout history, 18 times politics have trumped sports and the games. Some of the topics that politics have popped up in were women. They were treated unfairly during the games. Race was a common theme. Whites and blacks were divided, and obviously there was hatred during that time period. Next, boycotts was pretty common during this. A lot of athletes didn't show up to their events. There were 7 boycotts in the history of the Olympic Games. And another one that plagued the Olympics was terrorism. They actually had 11 hostages get taken. So politics have made up the Olympic Games. It's something going on every year, and the key is to just try to separate politics from the actual games.
That's news. Never even heard about that.
You can cut. Yeah, I appreciate that though. Nice to meet you. Cap.
All right, thank you, Solomon. I'll
Problem.
let you get back to what you're doing now.
That'd be great.